Life throws a lot at you, and it's tempting to try to juggle it all. But here's the hard truth. You can't. But my next guest believes the key isn't doing everything, but knowing what's yours to do. There's a time to hold, a time to heal, and a time to hear. Julie Taylor joins me in studio to share her thoughts. Hi.
Hi, so happy to be here.
Thanks for being here in your purple. That's so fun. Okay, we were talking about, like, as women and as Amy Iverson, a lot of times you feel like you have to fix everything for everyone, but it's not sustainable.
No, we can't be everything for everyone, although we like to try really hard, but that just doesn't work. It's not sustainable, and it actually hurts you, the other person, and the relationship. So it doesn't benefit anyone to try to do so much. So it's important for us to categorize. Something that's helped me is learning when to hold something, when to heal something, and when to just hear something.
Okay, I like these three. It's hard to say, but good to read, easier to remember. We're going to start with holding. What does it mean to hold something?
Things that are ours to hold are the things that actually fall under our umbrella of accountability. The things we're actually responsible for managing, for solving, and for taking care of. The problem is we tend to pick up a lot more things that aren't ours to hold. So it's important to know what's actually ours and what's not.
And how do we figure that out?
I think there's things that naturally fall under that umbrella. Obviously, your job, your children, but it's also the things that you commit to, the things that you say, I will do that, I will take care of that. So the key is to know when to not pick it up and to watch yourself. And something that helps me with that, if you can't say yes without resentment, it's a no. Resentment is a good tool, a good flag to say, oh, I'm actually overextending. If I'm feeling resentful about this, I'm doing too much.
Yeah, resentment now or later, I would guess. So you have to think about, how will I feel about this next week?
Sure, and if you decide to pick it up, then do it with a good attitude, right?
Yeah. How do we know when we're holding too much?
I think when just a lot of victim mentality kind of slips in, when we start just feeling like, man, I'm doing so much for someone else and I'm not taken care of, my needs aren't met. When that like bitterness, resentment, victimhood, or just breaking point kind of slips in.
Okay, thank you for that. All right, let's talk about healing. How do we know when we need to heal something?
Healing is tricky because we try to heal other people, and that's actually something that we can't do. You can never heal someone else. So we can serve others, we can try to show up and do as much as we can to serve them and support them. But the one that is our responsibility in healing is when it's our job to take accountability and apologize for something. When there has been harm or hurt, it is on us to apologize, and it is on us to forgive others. But under this umbrella, that kind of has to be the person's journey, their own healing experience, and what we can do is show up and love them and support them in that process.
Yeah, so if it wasn't because of you, or if you didn't play a role in that, you say shift to supporting.
Sure, and even if it is your job, you can apologize, and then you can't micromanage it past that.
Okay, that's really good to know. I think sometimes it's going to take us some effort. We'll talk about this at the end, how we know where to place these things. So last, when to hear. So you say when to hear is mostly about adult relationships.
Yeah, and our adult friendships, the older you get, the more really hard stuff happens. I know for yourself and for all of your friends in any given week, curveballs come and really hard things happen. And it can be our gut reaction because we love and we care, and also because we get a little bit of our self-worth and validation out of fixing things for people. So it can be our inclination to say, I'll fix this for you. I'll take this, I'll hold it, it's mine. So when your friend calls you and says, man, this hard thing happened, our gut reaction can sometimes be like, okay, let me fix it. That's not sustainable, you will break. So it's really important to know when the call is just, let me listen, let me hear this. I'm not gonna insert myself, I'm not gonna pick it up, I'm not gonna try to fix it, but I am gonna listen.
Okay, so when we decide that something is something where we just need to hear, maybe talk to me about what my responses are when someone's telling me this story. Am I just staying silent? Or what? I heard I think one of our contributors, Liz Hale, said the other day, you could say, that makes sense. Or do you have little catchphrases for us so that we know what to say?
Sure, I think sometimes people really need some validation. When they're going through something really hard and they're telling you, you can say, that is really, really hard. What you're doing is really crazy right now in a hard way. You are carrying a lot. Just kind of validate the struggle that they're going through. They're gonna handle it themselves. They are competent, they are capable. But just having someone say, gosh, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Because we carry so much ourselves and we hold it all inside, and just having someone else see it and witness what you're holding and validate that what you're doing is a lot can take a big lift off.
Yeah, and they say, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for hearing that. Okay, let's talk about, you believe there's danger in trying to do this for everyone. And so how do we balance that? Because we talk about sympathy, we talk about empathy. What is the line? How do we draw that line?
I think it's knowing your own limits and getting really, really comfortable trusting your worth. When you know your worth as an individual is not dependent on how much you do for other people and how many other people's problems you solve, you're able to come to a situation and not make it about you. You're able to show up and actually see the need, check your own capacity, and see where you can insert yourself and help, and let the rest go and not need to make it about you or proving your own worth in someone else's problem.
Okay, this all makes a lot of sense, speaking of that phrase, but let's just do a quick recap of those three things and little points to remember. So the first one is hold.
And that's
the things we're responsible for.
The things that are actually in yours to solve, fix, and handle.
Heal.
Heal, you can't do for other people, but we support and serve others, and we ask for forgiveness and we apologize ourselves.
And then the last one.
Hear.
Hear, just listening.
Just witness someone else's pain, witness their struggle, and support them through it.
Okay, I feel like we can remember those, but I did want that refresher. Thank you so much. Where can people find more from you?
I'm on Instagram as the Julie Taylor.
The Julie Taylor. That's my email, because Julie Taylor was
Julie
taken.
Taylor is a common name, so we put it there.
Thank you so much. We are going to link you over to Julie's page from ours.